Masses of marshmallows. America is marshmallow country, the world's largest producer and exporter. Until now, these sugar balls have always looked pretty much the same, but this is now going to change. Because these two are leading a real marshmallow revolution. Jenna and Josh Keys don't just hand-make the cult candy, they pimp it too. Marshmallows with extraordinary taste combinations. That's their business.
So for you guys, we wanted to create a special flavor just for Galileo.
What it looks and tastes like, we'll find out later. First, let's go to the factory in Oakland near San Francisco. The heart of their production is this commercial kitchen. Before the holidays especially, it's incredibly busy. Then there are up to 15 assistants working here.
So we ship about 50 pounds of marshmallows a week, and we ship all over the US. We also ship worldwide to Italy especially, also England and Australia. So those are the 3 top international places that we ship to.
About 25 kilograms. Doesn't sound like much, but marshmallows only weigh a few grams. That means that more than 1,600 of these packages leave the factory every month. The young entrepreneurs sell to customers worldwide via their online shop. On their site, you can find their latest creations, cookies and cream or Black Irish. The fancy marshmallows are so popular that the two of them often have to work through the night.
An average order from the website is over 100, sometimes up to 200. And then most of our orders these days are the custom orders for like weddings, parties, or corporate events. We're really busy.
What is it that makes the Americans so marshmallow crazy?
Growing up, we grew up on hot chocolate and marshmallows and Rice Krispie treats, and so I think that's classically American.
They're fluffy. Who doesn't love fluff?
So, what makes the marshmallows so fluffy? Jenna wants to tell us the secret. If you pay attention now, you can copy it at home. The ingredients: salt, water, sugar, syrup, gelatin, liqueur, and vanilla.
So the first step to making marshmallows, you want to make the bloom. And how you do that is you hydrate the gelatin. So this is gelatin. We'll put that in first.
Add water with a shot of liqueur. The alcohol evaporates later when it's cooked. Then everything needs to settle for a while. About 2 years ago, Jenna and Josh started their company. But achieving the perfect marshmallows took time and patience.
The master recipe that we have right now, it took several months. Through multiple tries, trial and error, a lot of error, I finally came with something that was just right to give the consistency that we like, which is really fluffy.
We'll see in a moment what makes it so complicated. And Jenna already has a first surprise when it comes to the ingredients. This secret ingredient is added to the sugar.
A lot of people don't know this, but the most important ingredient in candy and confections is salt. And the reason is it brings out all the other flavors. So if you don't have it, the flavors can be very dull.
This is where it gets tricky. When cooking the syrup, the exact temperature is extremely important. You can't do anything without a thermometer.
The degrees will determine the texture of the candy. So if you take it to a certain degree, it will be like a syrup. If you take it higher than that, it will be like a marshmallow in that range. If you take it higher than that, then it will be like a caramel, chewier. And then the highest you can take it, hard crack, it will be like a lollipop. The sugar temperature means everything.
The gelatin has now absorbed the liquid. Together with the sugar mass, Jenna starts whisking it for about 10 minutes. And it's important to do it at top speed. And that's when it happens. The mass turns foamy like egg white foam. The gelatin behaves similarly to egg white. And that's the secret behind the consistency. But here's the big surprise. It wasn't the Americans who invented the marshmallow. So, who did? One thing is for sure. In the past, marshmallows were made from the roots of the marshmallow plant by the ancient Egyptians. The plant is a herb that grows in many parts of Europe. Marshmallow is actually the name of a plant, a mallow, that grows in a marsh. Centuries ago, marshmallows were considered medicine because the root was said to have healing powers. The French were the first to use the marshmallow for culinary purposes in the 11th century. From its sticky juice, egg white and sugar, they made pâté de guimauve, the forerunner of our marshmallows. At the beginning of the 20th century, the Americans replaced marshmallow with gelatine, paving the way for mass production. When beaten, the volume of the mass tripled. Now it's what the Americans call fluff, a stiff but airy foam.
Voila!
Now it has to harden for about 8 hours. It takes a whole day to make a handmade marshmallow like this. The hardened mixture is still foamy, but it's firm enough to cut. After dividing the marshmallows, they're packed directly. Especially on Christmas and Valentine's Day, the manufacturers are very busy. In addition to online orders, Jenna and Josh also deliver their sweets to shops in San Francisco and the surrounding area. But handmade has its price. It costs about €9 a packet, but the customers don't mind. And how do Americans like to eat their marshmallows? Melted over a fire, of course, as a sweet sandwich called a s'more. Open campfires are forbidden in city parks. Toasted with a gas burner, it tastes just as good. And then stick it between a biscuit and chocolate.
And if it's not messy, you're not doing it right.
If it's not messy, you're not doing it right. And then you can smush it like so. And it melts the chocolate a little bit. And then you eat it.
The marshmallow pioneers have come up with a new idea. Put the cookie in the marshmallow. Josh wants to show us how the refinement works.
You know, whatever your favorite fruit is, whatever your favorite dessert combination flavors are, like you can make a marshmallow with those flavors. Like the marshmallow is just a great base for any kind of flavor.
The recipe for the raw mixture is the same as for the classic marshmallow. When they invent new flavors, confectionery manufacturers are usually inspired by the seasons.
4 tablespoons of gelatin. We've had like over 20 flavor combinations, and we try to make them seasonal, so whatever's fresh and in season makes for a great flavor.
But remember, the ingredients that go into the raw mixture mustn't have too much moisture, otherwise it won't have the right consistency. A little bit of praying helps to make it work, even for professionals. Cookie pieces are especially good for pimping. They're only stirred in right at the very end.
Because you don't want to mix the cookies up too much, because then they'll all break down and get like into little tiny crumbs. So if you still want the chunks, you gotta add them in at the end. The fruit, you can add in a little bit more, empty out. And then most importantly, to make sure that the batch is good, you have to lick the spoon. It's good.
As the mixture hardens, the professionals reveal our speciality's big surprise.
Just for Galileo, we're going to do a blueberry and pistachio marshmallow.
Blueberries in a very special style. Ground dried berries and pistachios are added to the raw mixture in the mixing bowl to spread the color. Even though the marshmallow is centuries old, it's never been as popular as it is today.
Marshmallows have been very popular in American culture for several decades, but it's only recently in the last few years where artisans such as myself and my husband have created something that's more gourmet. Marshmallows are definitely having a moment right now.
Icing sugar ensures that the marshmallows don't stick to your hands after they've hardened. So, what does our special marshmallow taste like?
Cheers! Cheers!
Tastes good, right? Nice and fruity, and inside the pistachios are a good contrast.
And what do the experts think?
This is a great flavor.
Might keep this one, huh?
We might keep this one, yeah.
Well then, who knows? Maybe our marshmallow will go into series production soon, and then make its way over to us.